it's yours truly, MC Ebone, the voice of the culture, and I have the pleasure of sitting right beside the one and only Sheraine Robinson, aka Rainey, CEO of Buy SLR. How you doing today?
That's me. I'm great. I am so good. My birthday was 2 days ago, so I'm like on a cloud right now.
Yes. So on behalf of the whole C family, happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
How you feeling though?
Old. I feel old, but I also feel super motivated to I literally sat down and made like a 2-year plan. Like, I don't know, this, I know it's not 30, but it feels like my 30th birthday because I'm doing a complete overhaul of my life. So
I hear that.
I'm excited to see where the changes take me and to see where I'm at with my goals in the next 2 years. Like if I got everything off the list or more than that or less than that. I'm excited. It's gonna be dope.
Well, as you can see right there, there's one gem over there. She has her 2-year plan, which is necessary. I feel like plans is what gets us to the next step of where we're heading in our goals.
Absolutely.
So I know you are a celebrity stylist. I know sometimes people don't like, is that what you like to go by? Is that what it is? So let the people know exactly what you are then.
I would prefer to just be called a stylist. Like when I first started, it was even hard for me to just say I'm a stylist because people don't really understand what it is. They automatically assume that I do hair or makeup, but I don't do either. So my styling is simply wardrobe styling, clothes, editorial, personal shopping, events, weddings, everyday life, but it's strictly clothes. And I don't necessarily like to be called a celebrity stylist because I feel like that kind of puts me in a box. And to the outside world, it seems as if I only work with celebrities, but I don't. I work with any person from any walks of life, any career path, any age, kids, old ladies, whether you're a teacher, you work in an office, at a bank, my service is for you.
So let's talk about your company, Buy SLR. Where did that name come from?
So Buy SLR is literally my initials. So Sheraine Leanna Robinson is my full name. So you have the SLR, and then Buy, everything's by me. So these looks were created by me. And I also tried to do it, create a name or a brand for myself that would be able to work for everything that I choose to build beyond just styling. So whether I do open a boutique or whether I get into cosmetics or if I want to sell hair, or it could all be under that same Buy SLR brand, and it doesn't close me off from anything. It's an open end. And once you see that name, you're gonna know like she's behind it. So
nice. So when did this all begin? When did this start?
I would say maybe like 5 or 6 years ago. I went to Carleton University. I was accepted for a 4-year program, Bachelor of Arts. I did 3-4 years there, and then I basically just stopped. I feel like anybody who's gone to school can relate to the struggle of just like working, trying to find a job if you're able to get one. I was 4 hours away from home. I was raised pretty strict, so this was the first time that I was able to like be out on my own literally free up myself. Like I didn't have to ask anybody to go anywhere. I was like beating to my own drum, and I feel like I kind of was finding myself in that time, and I realized that like my program just wasn't for me, and maybe that at that time school wasn't for me. And then I was like struggling with trying to make ends meet and paying for school out of pocket, and it just didn't work out. So I finished 3 years, and I have 1 year left, and I haven't finished yet. And all of a sudden now in my like 29th year of life, I have that school bug again. Like I have that urge to want to go to school for myself. Like not because I want to make my parents proud or whatever. Like I want to build on what I already know and like build my business to the best ability. And I feel like there's certain things that I can't learn just by winging it, that I have to get into the books. So I think I might go back to school just to not study what I was studying before, but just to brush up on my business skills and like learn things that I need to know to build my business and make it successful.
Knowledge is power though, so I hear you, and I feel like sometimes when people think of education, they think it has to be school sometimes, but I like the way how you just said, sometimes when you go through life, you realize like,
absolutely.
I'm at a point where I realize, you know what, I gotta read like the people who are educated, the people who are, you know, where I wanna be.
Right.
And it doesn't only have to come from school. There's other ways you can go through your walk of life, but school is important, and it can help you get to the next level of being an entrepreneur.
Yes. I would say for me, school taught me a lot of life lessons. To be honest, I can't really remember a lot of the things that I specifically learned like from my sociology class or from my psych class or from my theater class. But I'll go through life and I'll go through certain situations. I'll be like, oh, this was one of the examples that we learned about in my psych class. And that's how it was taught to me. Like, that's how I feel like I got educated, because when things happened to me in life, I was able to pinpoint the moment where I learned this, or this was an example that was given. So after school, I worked at Rogers in the technical home phone department. And I kind of fell into like this really deep sadness, just not knowing where my life was gonna go and feeling like I didn't have a direction. And then I found this forum called Polyvore, and it allowed you to basically pick clothing off websites and put outfits together. And I would be on calls at Rogers and putting my pictures on hold. As soon as the call was done, I was back to creating looks, and my managers would walk past and they're like, "You're always doing this. What is this?" And I'm just like, I don't know. It's like my creative freedom, like putting outfits together. Like, if I could dress the way that I really, really wanted to, and I had no limitations, like this is kind of what I would do, and like for other people. And then people started asking me like, "Oh, I'm going to this event. Can you create one of these things for me so I know what to wear?" And that's pretty much how I started. And then I realized that there was a career in it when Ayesha asked me if I would be willing to style the family. And I did that under the quiet for a little while before we even made it a public thing. And then a couple of years later, I was able to quit my job, and I literally haven't worked a 9 to 5 in that sense since that point. But styling is not easy either.
Yeah, I can hear that. I can only imagine. And congratulations, Steph. So let's talk about, because when we talk about Ayesha, we're talking about Ayesha Curry, of course, and Steph Curry. What's that experience like? Because now you went from just putting stuff together. And I remember when we were at Remix Project, I'd see you on the computer and you were just doing your stuff. I'm like, what is she doing?
Yeah.
And then to see where you are now, I'm like, wow, everything makes sense. And then for you to talk about it. But what is that experience like? I know you guys, I believe you guys were friends.
Yes.
Before, so
yes.
I'm pretty sure people have friends who, like, you know, they have lost conversations or they don't get to talk to. So how are you able to build on that to turn it into something that now is business for you?
So Ayesha and I have known each other for literally our entire lives. She's a year older than me, and she knew me as much as she could as a baby in my mom's belly. So we've known each other our whole lives. We're best friends. And she moved away when she was about 13 or 14 and pretty much left me in Toronto by myself. But it's okay. And we honestly didn't, for our first bit of move, we talked all the time. And my parents would drive to North Carolina. We would take that 13-hour drive or something, and we would go visit. And then we got older and our lives started happening. We didn't talk every single day, but when we did talk, it was like hours of catch up, and just nothing felt different. And now, like, we actually talk the most we've ever talked in our whole lives being apart. We FaceTime all the time, we text all the time, we're on Instagram sending each other funny things. But I think what was important for her and me was that we knew we were always gonna be stuck with each other, no matter what. So the distance didn't hurt our friendship at all. Actually, I think it made us stronger. And she knew how passionate I was about fashion at that point in my life. And she also knew that I was struggling in my personal life. And I think that she really wanted to see me do well. She believed in what I was doing, and I think she saw something in me that I didn't necessarily see in myself. And I think that's the easiest way to say it, because she could have given this opportunity, they could have given this opportunity to anybody, regardless of whether or not I'm their friend or not. And I still try to do my work as best as I can. Like, I don't slack because I think that they're family or friends. Like, if anything, I go way harder because I feel like I have to impress them all the time. And I take pride in that, so.
And I feel like you touched on a perfect point, believing in yourself. And it's like, you had to put the stuff out there. You had to put what you're doing, selecting outfits for that, you know, for the viewers to see, for anybody. It could have been anybody.
Yeah.
But the fact that you had it out there and it looked professional and it looked like you knew it, not saying you didn't know, but you know what you're doing.
Yes.
And you know what, I think that's one key that we could take out of that. Like, if you're doing something, go hard, because you never know who's watching. It could be somebody close, it could be somebody from the outside, and then boom, you could get an opportunity that could change your life forever.
Yeah.
So I think that's very key. I seen you've been traveling the world as well too. How's that been? You're
oh
in
my
Italy.
gosh.
I've been watching the snaps. Right?
Traveling is like such a fulfilling feeling, and I think that if there's anything that people should do or invest in their life, is traveling, because there's nothing like making memories and experiencing different cultures, and just cultures are so rich, people are so nice, and it's like sometimes it's people are boxed into just the four walls that they know, the city that they live in, the country that they live in. They don't have the opportunity to, don't have the means to, or they just feel like they don't have to, you know? I've been to Italy, I've been to Hawaii, I've been, obviously Jamaica, that's where I'm from. I've been to countless places in the States, but I mean, 5 years ago, I've been places that I've never thought I've gone to Italy. Yeah, it sounds great, I would love to go, but did I think that I would actually set my feet in Italian soil? Never. Hawaii, absolutely not. Like, and Ayesha's always getting at me because I'm always crying, but I just feel so filled with joy sometimes that the only thing I can do is cry. I have no control over it. It's just, my eyes just fill with water, and I'm just so, like, my heart is just filled with joy, and I'm just so grateful because those experiences also shape my life and how I want to raise my kids and how I want to be with my life in the future. So I think it's important to experience like different things. And you also learn a lot about different cultures, and you can help that and implement that into your work and your business. And for me, it's like, I'm a people watcher. So I love looking at what people are wearing, and like, especially in Europe, oh my gosh, I was looking at people like this every day. I was like, wow, just look at her jacket, look at her shoes, like look at her bag. Just my creative juices started flowing. And for me, that's something that I love about traveling and going to places. It gets me going.
Hi everybody, my name is Sheraine and I'm a stylist. I'm here today to give you guys some easy tips and tricks to create the perfect look for date night.
Quick first question, would you find being a stylist, is it like a male-dominant industry? Is it, because the ladies are coming out on fire, you know, I just, because of you actually, I got to peep out Cardi B stylist, and I was like, damn, this is a whole nother world. Like this is, this is crazy. I'm like, so I'm not too sure. I'm guessing you would know more, but I just feel like in any industry, it's always like, you know, so-called males being dominant, but the females are killing right now. You guys are coming strong, and
we are.
You know, just to the females that are out there that are entrepreneurs or, you know, just working in their job, what kind of advice could you give them from your own experience as well too, to stay on top of your game and really just, you know, grind it out and get to where you need to get to?
So I would say the styling industry is one industry that I would say is not necessarily male dominated. It's actually, a lot of male stylists have been budding recently, especially the younger ones. So in that industry, I would say it's kind of open to everybody. You really just have to work hard because it's a cutthroat industry. It's like, for me, the hardest part is looking at some of my work and seeing the negative things that people have to say about it. And then I have to draw myself back and remember that, like, I'm working for a client. So if he or she's not happy, then I'm not doing my job. But if he or she is happy, then I'm good. Like, if you're happy, I'm happy. So I don't care what anybody else has to say. But there are rooms that I've gone into, like, for photo shoots and different jobs where it is male dominated. It's also a lot older and a lot more white in the room. And you have me, I'm a female, I'm Black, I'm young. So I feel this small in a room that's this big. And I've had so many situations where I've been talked down to, talked at, talked around, and never spoken to. And when I say that, I mean, like, when people are asking you questions, they're not asking you, they're pretty much telling you. And it's like, they're giving you your feedback, but they're not necessarily telling you what you could do to make it different. And then you're sitting in the room and there's 3 people having a conversation about you as if you're not sitting there.
Sure. So
those situations can make you feel really small. But for me, what I've learned is my silence speaks louder and my work speaks even louder. So when I do open my mouth and people hear me talk and they realize, holy, she knows what she's talking about. She's well-spoken, she's respectful, you know, she's educated. It's then the demeanor changes in the room.
I was gonna ask if you had any advice, but you put it there, like, you know, in the triangle 3-in-1.
Yeah.
But let's give people your handles where they can find you on social media.
Yes. So my handle on social media is @SLR. Right now, I only have Instagram, but I will be relaunching my website, and I think I'm gonna get on the Twitter wave pretty soon because I've been told that Twitter is the place to be. So by SLR, BYSLR on Instagram, you guys can follow me. All my information, email, phone number, how to reach me is basically on that page. You can send me a DM if you would like. If you have any questions, like if there's anything at all, like I'm so open and down to help everybody. And I just want everybody to be great. And I know I struggled as a business owner and entrepreneur. So if there's any questions that you guys have, you can slide in my DM. I might take a day or two to answer, but I will answer. Yeah.
Thanks for coming and sharing your knowledge. At Cee, we'll see you at the top.
Yes, we will.
Thank you once again. And
thank you.
Guys, thanks for enjoying this and stay tuned.
Until next time.